Yo, yo, yo. Who's up in here? Let's check this out. It's my first time doing this. I might be a little slow with it. Yo, yo. Who's up in here? Let's check this out. Doing some dumb shit. It's my first. Doing some dumb shit. All right. So we're going to get to it today, huh? We're going to get to it. What up, though? It's good, Pride. It's the word. Just playing a little jam, waiting for everybody to come through. Probably gonna be like 3 people total. I'll be back.
Look, I went on my own shit. How you gonna knock that? Hold up and drop coach. Shit with your top back. Handle my business, plus when they pop, always pop back. My back hit different. Figure niggas ain't got that. Look where my stock's at. You should study my process. Niggas is crawfish. Me, I'm a Loch Ness. Whenever I drop that, they feeling like pop back. Hustle with Chris Shaw's like O'Shea in a socks hat. Classic LA, nigga. Stay on my way, nigga. Wait to say, nigga. Simple and plain. From reputation in these streets to where you sit on your plane. What you did for your fame, how much you pay for your chains. Try to kick it with the crib so we can say that he bang. You know he ain't from the gang. That nigga playing with flames. Got 100 young niggas still dealing with pain. Put a hole in your brain. Just for claiming the flame. Look, we know your type. Afraid of a fade. It was shame when I said, shit, a spade is a spade. To me, my transition got me showered in praise. From the streets to the stage, changing the game. International net plus with a current exchange. Once you travel the world, they return the same. Got a purge in my place, put a bird in my safe. Got you so rainy days, so it's only a case. Yeah, I know my homies relate. Get rich and do life, shit, it's only a case. My style sporty like the 40s and say. All money in, nigga, that's the holiest faith. Look,
it's only a case. Knock a fucking hole in your face. Headed to the top, in a lane with no space. I make me load up this cake. Think it's only a case. To put a hole in your face. Nigga, it's only a cake. To knock off the face.
I used to stand on the corner with my rocks and guns. Sell yay by the gram, see the cops we run. Get cracked at the county, squabble niggas for fun. Before you even make your mattress, nigga, where you from? Made bail, hit the block in my 501s. I was young and just living reckless with no drama to come. Got the hood tatted on me cause the damage was done. Real certified nigga, get respect where I'm from. I ain't really gotta tell you, you can tell where I'm from. Ruthless, scandalous, crafty niggas hate where I'm from. Only the strongest survive in the hood I'm from. Get your chain in your life snatched away where I'm from. Point blank, straight facts, and they know me as semi. Besides the bullshit, I'm on the grind chasing the million. Politicking with some youngers that be loading up cities. Smoke blunts, no fitties, we terrorizing your city. Drink troll, not the bottle, going hard on my kiddies. I'm getting money out of town, some niggas climb through chimneys. Do your thing, living, robbing, squabbing, and jacking. Whatever it takes for the money, shit, go ahead, get it cracking. Nip sold a marathon and got it running they laps. Some niggas took it on the line and got to running they yaps. Now I'm screaming OMG, I hope they fucking with that. Money all on top of money, got them stacking to that. Bullets all on top of bullets, they on jam, they clap. They say bullets ain't got no name, I wrote his name on the back. Shit, I'm G.I. Joe, it ain't no holding me back. I'm still screaming OMG, I hope they fucking with that. Hope they fucking with that, I hope they fucking with that. I'm still screaming OMG, I hope they fucking with that. No, they fucking with that, I know they fucking with that. I'm still screaming out OMG, I know they fucking with that.
Yeah, it's only a case. Knock a fucking hole in your face. Headed to the top, in a lane with no space. I make me load up this cake. Think it's only a case. To put a hole in your face. Nigga, it's only a cake. To knock off the face. Nigga,
One more.
really came up in the field. Get money, get life, or get killed. Man, how the fuck it's gon' feel when we start touching the mills? We ain't got nothing but shells. We ain't got nothing to tell. Watch how the story unveil. Bet you the hustle prevail. Equity all in my deals. $900 a meal. Fuck with that T-Bone and snow crab. Augie like shrimp when it's chill. Slide on them leathers from Frankfurt. Smell it, make sure it don't stink first. Test to make sure that the brain work. Beat that shit all at the framework. You were just saying my name, no? I figured you know how this game go. So run me your watch and your chain, bro. Next time I'm calling my gang, go. Shawty got all of my chains on. Back it up, back in my brains blown. Run up that check and I lay low. Make sure that money gon' make more. Nigga, y'all witnessed it. We got 8 businesses. Hater, that's bankroll. You could die if I say so. Heavy like 77th Street caseloads. Shit, it get straight cold. Shit, it's just business. We pull up and take souls. Gorillas in 8 mode. LA County will teach you that predator play mode.
Really from up in the house. Really thumpers in the couch. Really say what I'm about. Off the block, I made a hole of you. Every hustle got the name buzzing in the kitchen. One day trying to gain something. Fucking through it to my lane cousin. Bitch, you know I got a chain coming. Nigga know I got a chain coming. Pussy talking, know he got a fade coming. Pull up on me with the same thing. I run it up with my bitch. She gon' get crackin' with me and don't say nothing. I can't be wasting my time. All I'ma do it for if it don't make nothing. I keep my foot on my hip, cause I chase a bag. I know they won't take from me. Why? Yeah. I know they won't take from me. Yeah. In my trap house, I trust. About bitches, I don't give a fuck. Let's see how fast you can count it. Came up by 16 ounces. I just bought my Rafe in the hood. Cooking in my backwood. And I got a sack full. Don't know about you, but life good. Hey, I ain't been doing number count paper. Ducking and dodging these haters. Bitches, they making me sick. Tell them fuck niggas, get they weight up. Remember sitting in the house with about 100 pounds. Big bulls in the backyard, and we got a couple 100 rounds. Nigga, where the fuck you was at? I ain't never seen you out here. Mom and my daddy was fucked up, nigga. I was forced to be out here. Really from up in the house. Really thumpers in the couch. Really say what I'm about. Off the block, I made a hole of you. Every hustle got the name buzzing in the kitchen, whipping trying to gain something. Fucking do it to my lane cousin. Bitch, you know I got a chain coming. Nigga know I got a chain coming. Pussy talking, know he got a fade coming. Purr for me with the same thing. I run it up with my bitch. She gon' get crackin' with me and don't say.
Yo, Pride, that's nothing but facts, bro. Yo, that's crazy you said that, because that video, well, I guess Kev spoke about it last night on live. I must have missed that part, but yo, I said the same shit to him. I'm like, that shit is weird, because, you know, the more I think about this shit, it's like some weird reverse psychology going on, because, you know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, when you got blogs and shit talking about, like the titles of blogs saying like, Game trying to be like Nipsey, this and that, bro. Like, I don't know. You seen that video with the CGI shit? You know what I'm saying? That shit looked like the Game. You feel me? With like a whole mask on or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, it's weird, bro, because he was definitely on Slauson, like getting at Nip's homies. You feel me? In a way that no other rappers really got at Nip's homies like that. Like they just kept it to themselves. But he was like, "Damn, how y'all let him die like this?" Like. Man, that shit is suspect as hell looking back on that. And I'm just going to say this. Ayanna Kennedy's kid, the fact that her son's name is Jay Sean, right, is like, man, that shit is crazy, bro. Because, look, his name could be Jay Sean, but if it was spelled another way, that's a whole different thing. To be spelled Jayceon, that shit is suspect as hell to me. So even before this whole, like, CGI video that Kev put out, we were even talking about the Game, bro. What's good, family? Oh, we got a good amount of people in here. Look at that. What's up, Smooch? Blessings to you, too. What's good, Unc? What's good, Nat? Yeah, so, man, every important video has been altered. Like, man, when Kev was showing the video yesterday of whoever's body that was on the ground, you know, pretending to be Nip, like, we knew this whole time those legs were too big, you feel me? Like, those couldn't be Nipsey's legs even after Thanksgiving dinner, you feel me? So when you think about all the other data points aligning, I'm not even saying, like Kev said it best yesterday, is it possible? Yeah, it's possible. Is it probable? I don't know. Is it improbable? No, it's not improbable, but there is a possibility. And like when you look at the other data points and you look at those legs, bro, that shit look like the Game's legs. Pause. Not that I know what his fucking thighs look like. Pause. But you know what I'm saying? Like Game, a much bigger dude with a much bigger frame. going on, Michael? It's good, man. So that shit is weird, but I wanted to run a few things by y'all because it's a few things that I discussed with Kev and Tyree. That you know what I'm saying. Kev got a certain integrity he got to uphold and live up to. That's not to say I don't. It's just that you know what I mean. I'm willing to kind of go more off of a whim in a way, you know, because I'm pretty damn confident in what I feel and what you know how this shit been lining up, and you know even the funny shit I've been observing on Clubhouse, you know, with Wack and how active he is. You know what I'm saying? You got fucking rooms where it's Whack 100 literally defending. You know what I'm saying? In one breath, he wants to get at Lisa. He wants to get at Kerry and call him a snitch. But then on the other, he's fake defending Keita and Lisa. You feel me? So what better of a fucking situation would there be if all these people were in cahoots together? You feel me? And they're controlling the narrative to this day. That shit is wild, man. That shit is wild. And then they created this whole fake, not beef, but they created like, you know, they acted like the fact that Wack was working with the snitch, aka 6ix9ine, aka who said in the interview that the feds verbatim told him that Nipsey was on his heels All-Star Weekend 2019. You feel me? Victory Lap promo weekend. Look, this shit is crazy because especially with the situation with Wack and Big U, how they try to paint a narrative like Big U unfollowed him because he fucking with the rat and he doing too much. Man, I'm telling y'all, that shit is all a gimmick. They still working together. They still, you know what I'm saying? They doing what they do. I'm not gonna put it out their business and whatnot, but they doing what they do. Like, this shit is a whole plot. And to me, this shit is just crazy because, bro, even when Nipsey died and the game went on that whole fucking one nip post a day till I fade away, you know what I'm saying? He was doing that and everybody was on his ass about that shit. Like, there was a piece of me that wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt and was like, yo, at least it's somebody out here who's pouring his feelings into what seems like a genuine caption, even though the shit is weird, right? But in hindsight, looking at all the shit, bro, Game was really emulating everything Nipsey was doing, bro, between his aesthetic and his look down to starting a whole prolific records in which all the proceeds and the profits being made from that record label are going directly to a $7.5 million judgment, default judgment, should I say, as a result of the sexual harassment civil lawsuit that he just completely botched in terms of showing up to court. And they hit him with the default judgment, to which his motion for a new trial was denied. So he's on the hook for this amount of money right now. This judgment is rather old. I think it was already, like, the default judgment was entered prior to Nipsey dying, if I'm correct. Now, the Game, I've been saying this even before I found out all this information. This man clearly is in dire straits right now. You feel me? And it's just really funny to me. This shit is really funny to me. Between having prolific records, saying it was sanctioned by Black Sam, you know what I'm saying? Like, all these different things, man. This shit is weird, bro. This shit is weird. Then you got him riding down Slauson, man. That shit is the weirdest shit. I'm gonna pull that video up, but riding down Slauson, talking about, you know, like acting like you crying for Nip and shit and you mad and all that. Nah, motherfucker. That was like, you was probably on the way out the spot or some shit, or on the way there. I can't even call it, but this shit is real funny. This shit is really, really funny. And I'm going to tell you why it's funny. Let me pull up these texts. Hold on. Tell you why it's funny. This shit is crazy to me. Okay, so listen, I'm gonna drop a piece of information right now that I wasn't even gonna bring up, but I'm gonna say it so y'all can think about it. We could discuss it on the back end, or we could dive into it a little more and explore it. However, I was on Clubhouse the other day, and it was a conversation, a discussion going on about housing projects and the history of it. Now, Keita Trotter comes in And Keita Trotter gets to talking about how her mom is living in Nickerson Gardens. Now, do y'all hear me when I say that? You got this lady that got ties to the 60s, ties to the Hoovers, and damn near every other Crip set, right? That's living in Nickerson Gardens, right? Where predominantly bounty hunters and Watts live in, right? And you got her daughter, Keita Trotter, on Clubhouse talking about fuck bounty hunters. You feel me? Talking about how her mom lives in Nickerson Gardens. So when we seen that video of Nipsey and Watts like 3 days before he died, when they used certain footage from that, you know, from that day or that shoot in the Puma campaign video, right? Yo, just think about this shit, bro. Lisa P live over there. She got direct ties to that bitch. Shit is crazy, bro. You know, you could have said any other housing project in LA and I wouldn't have said shit. But Nickerson Gardens? That's where you live? Oh, hell nah. Hell nah. That shit is crazy, bro. Shit is crazy. All right, so I'm pulling up these texts. Hold up. All right. So, you know what else Keita Trotter said on Clubhouse that I didn't mention yet, but I'll mention now. Keita Trotter mentioned that she has been buying virtual property. So this is intangible property on the internet, like some metaverse type shit. And she talked about how she purchased the property. She purchased the Fat Burger that Nipsey owned and another property that Nipsey owned or was involved in, which I found pretty interesting too, on top of all this other shit. However, what I want to get to was think about this, man. How is, hold on, let me pull up this fuckboy. Hold up. This guy right here. This motherfucker. How is this guy right here, right? How does this dude right here go crazy with this one nip post a day until I fade away, to which Lauren London unfollowed his ass, right? She unfollowed his ass, and it was under the premise, you know, people thought that it was because he was doing too much and showing fake love and just taking that whole, like, one nip post a day over the top. But my shit is like, bro, how do you have prolific records? You're starting like a scam record company, which is basically a way to start knocking down, you know, the $7.5 million judgment. But you go by prolific, right? I think he got that tatted on himself too or some shit, right? Now, think about this. This is the shit that fucks me up, right? Oh, yeah, and then Wax supposedly getting knocked out by J-Rock, right? This shit could have all been part of a bigger plot. It could have been all a fucking sham. That shit could have been a lie because that shit looked suspect even when it happened. Because there was no clear video footage that showed Wack getting knocked out. It just showed kind of like a before and after. Now, I know I talk about algorithms a lot with y'all, right? So when you think about it in terms of keywords, if you guys ever plugged in words into Twitter search bars, right, a Twitter search bar to find a specific result, you're going to realize that it's, you know, word sensitive. So you got to be strategic with the way you formulate the words together. Similar to that, this world is premised on several algorithms. It's like the Matrix, basically, right? I'm not going to get into it too crazy like that. I'm going to try to break it down in a different way because I'm always talking Matrix shit. But what I'm trying to tell y'all is that, let's say, hypothetically speaking, the game was, right? He did play the role of Nipsey. Think about this shit. If rumors were going through the internet and people were trying to search anything, whether it be on Google, Twitter, or the next social media platform, right? And they look up Nipsey and the game, what are they going to find? They're going to find Steve Lobel talking about, oh, I was just with Nipsey at the game yesterday, right? They're going to find all this other content about Francis, all these people. They're going to talk about how Nipsey was at that Elite Eight game. But the last thing they ever going to find is something on the game, the rapper. You see what I'm saying? Because everybody's saying, oh, I was just with him at the game. I was with Nipsey at the game yesterday. You feel me? I was with him at the game yesterday. Everybody's saying the game, right? This is part of like the initial official bullshit narrative that they pushed, right? But think about that. That in itself is a head fuck. Because anytime you try to find something on the game doing this shit, you're not going to find nothing on that. You're just going to find people chastising him online for supposedly showing fake love or just being over the top or trying to be Nipsey. And that shit was weird too. That shit Kev pulled up yesterday on Lipstick Alley. It said, you know, the game is trying to be like Nipsey or some shit. That shit had me like, I had chills up my spine. You feel me? That shit had me bugged out. Because looking at all this shit in hindsight, man, I don't even want to put a conclusion on it, but I think y'all know where I'm headed. Like, period, yo. Like, how the fuck is Ayanna Kennedy's name Jay Sean? Spelled the same way as the game's government, bro. What? Nah, man, this shit is crazy. Hold on, let me pull something up. Damn, I wish Kev had this video up still. I'll pull this shit up right now. The game didn't mention anything about Nip being shot in front of his children, like others mentioned. Yeah, man, I don't know, bro. I don't know. All I know is someone made a really good point. Someone called on Kev's show yesterday, and they were talking about how if one was the game, right? Let's say one of us was the game, and you know, if we're going by the merits of rap, you know what I'm saying, and rap accolades based on a commercial measure, right, or a commercial level, one would never think that Nipsey would have surpassed the game, especially at the height of the game's career. So after the game gets hit with the fucking judgment like that, and basically his career is over and whatnot, this was right at the height of the victory lap promo. Or now you got the rapper that you, after he dies, you start going around telling everybody this story that wasn't even the real story like that. But you act like you're the one who really put him on like that, and that he wouldn't have been there but for you. You feel me? And I don't jack that, bro. I don't jack that at all. But I could understand how someone of his, of where the game used to be as an MC, could look at someone like Nip and be highly jealous, bro. Especially after getting slapped with the fucking judgment that basically just ruined his whole shit and essentially just ruined everything he worked towards. You know what I'm saying? Only to see Nip Hussle on top of the motherfucking game. Yeah, I don't think, you know, game didn't like that. I don't think so. None of these rappers did. Let's look at something over here. I'm gonna peek this shit right quick. What's this? If anybody wants to call in and chop it up for a few, let me know. You can hop up on the StreamYard. I'm gonna have to get something a little more prepared next time in terms of a visual, because this shit, I'm definitely slacking on that, so I apologize. Hold the fuck up. What is this? Yeah, this shit right here, bro. I hate this
Over here
shit.
driving down Slauson, man.
We're gonna watch this shit again. Hold up, y'all. We're gonna do this shit right quick.
Over here driving down Slauson, man. Driving down Slauson 4 in the morning, man. Cause I can't sleep behind what happened to Nip, man. Why niggas do the homie like that, man? At his own motherfucking stop. In his own fucking hood, man. Just try to do good for niggas, man. Shit crazy, man. I can't even fucking sleep, man. I'm disgusted by this shit. That's how y'all do the homie? In his own city, in his own hood, at his own place of business. That's how niggas do niggas, man. LA on some bullshit, homie, on me.
I don't know, man. This shit is fucking busting my head. Got my head fucked up. But what y'all think? I want y'all to share your opinions, if you have one, on Ayanna Kennedy's son being named Jay Sean, the same son that Nipsey took his last photo with before dying, allegedly. Jay Sean, spelled Jayceon, spelled exactly like the rapper. Now, me and Kev were discussing this once he discovered that information, and it was just a consensus amongst us two that that shit is, you know, a crazy coincidence at that point, because without more information, there was really no other conclusion we could draw at that point. However, been keeping our eyes open ever since, and it was almost as if like we both knew we've been on the same page watching Whack from a distance, especially on Clubhouse, and seeing how this shit all aligns, especially when Keita or Lisa get on Clubhouse and get to talking about Nipsey or this whole situation. Man, look, Whack is looking suspect as hell. He's looking crazy suspect. And I don't know how else to put it. Game looking crazy suspect, but he always did. You feel me? Like he always did. There's some other shit I could definitely run through right now. I'm just trying to think if I should. They giving us the scenario how things went down. We just have to put the right people in place in the assassination. Yeah, and you know what I think is going to happen? Blackson made a very good point, and I agree with this. You know, he analyzed how Wack was phrasing certain things, and Wack basically said, oh, the public, he said something to the effect of, oh, the public is going to be surprised with certain things when it comes out in trial. I think that's true. I think that's definitely true. If you just think about, I'm just gonna quote one specific quote from the judge, the one that retired recently. He's not presiding over the case anymore. However, the previous judge, he said at one of the hearings, there was a quote that even like an anchor from one of the news stations, he reported from outside the building, and he said this verbatim. He said the judge said that people in this day and age are not paying attention to the printed press. So as long as the lid is kept on the video evidence, then there won't be an issue with respect to the discrepancies in the times with the videos, the fact that there is more video footage than the one that has been shown to the public, et cetera, and so forth. So by virtue of that, when that information comes out, because it's all public information in trial, once that comes out, there's going to be people, especially after Dolph died. I feel like Dolph dying, you know, there's never a good thing out of death. However, a positive aspect of it is I think a lot of people, there's a lot more people who think it was foul play behind Dolph's death. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot more people that when Nipsey died, you know, they just looked past it, accepted everything at face value. However, 2.5 years later, almost 3 years later, Dolph dies, and more people are attentive to it. A lot more people are asking questions, and I think that's a great thing in terms of like the level that the public is at. Because when this trial comes around and people start seeing things, there's people within that think something funny happened to Dolph. You know, some of those people are the people that look past Nipsey but started thinking after Dolph died, like, yo, they definitely did Nip wrong. Like this was some foul shit, most definitely, right? So when this trial news comes out, it's game over. It's game over. Now, is it game over in terms of everybody and their mother's gonna believe this shit? Are they gonna believe what's in front of their face? I can't call it. You feel me? Now, it's people to this day that, you know what I'm saying, they gonna have a hard time accepting things that are factual, like in this that's been factual for historically. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying that, no, but in terms of, yo, like just put it like this: Nipsey's assassination is going to have like a crazy retroactive effect, even though that might not be ideal, especially to those that are, you know, putting their time and resources into this now, like Blackson. That shit is going to have a crazy retroactive effect, but that doesn't mean that we're not going to get an answer, you know, until years later, similar to like Pac or Big, to which we don't even have a full solidified answer with that. No, I just mean in terms of people, like society, um, the public as a whole waking up and accepting the general consensus being that, yeah, there was some other shit that happened behind Nipsey dying. Yo, Game had to be one of the first to know that Nipsey died. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I want to know where the Game was, right? I want to know where he was on March 31st, 2019. I mean, he must have been in LA somewhere because he took that video later that day. But let's look at something else. Sexual case. All right, ready? So, the Game ordered to forfeit ownership of label and album. $7 million. Oh. Okay, so look, y'all. The Game lost. The Game was ordered, right? A default judgment was entered against the Game in November of 2016, right? November of 2016 is when Nipsey signed his deal with Atlantic on the low. That's right after Slauson Boy 2 came out. He signed his deal with Atlantic, to which they announced it the following year in the fall of 2017. However, that was something that was official a year before that. So think about this. The Game probably knew that. He most definitely knew that because, you know, they from the same city, allow their peoples function with each other, whether it be in the industry or in the streets, right? So he knew that. I know he knew that. So now think about it. The Game just gets hit with the $7 million default judgment right around the time Nipsey signs a record deal, right, with Atlantic, and now it's finally time for the Nip Hustle show, right? And this goofy ass motherfucker Game um starts watching Nip, you know, the moves that he's making, this and that, right? Especially, I'm not talking about just the music, I'm talking more so on the business front. Starts watching these moves. However, you know, Game still got like a Hail Mary tucked in his back pocket, you know, appealing the default judgment or motioning for a new trial, hoping that they could vacate that default judgment and that they could go on with trial, right? He thought he still had a chance. Then later, you know, within months of that motion was denied, and it was quiet for him. You know what I'm saying? That shit was it was over for him, bro. At the height of Nipsey's victory lap promo, bro, he must have been mad as shit. He must have been mad as shit. Game was on Interscope. I'm almost positive it was Interscope, but you know, the Game falls under that Jimmy Iovine, Dr. Dre umbrella that Nipsey very eloquently described in one of his interviews. I forgot which one it was, but he was talking about the different rap conglomerates and the rap islands within the culture, right? Whether it be, you know, like the Jay-Z umbrella, right? Whether it be like the Dr. Dre, Jimmy Iovine, whether it be like the Master P, No Limit umbrella, et cetera, and so forth. So that's the shit that fucks me up too, because you know we talked about the Drake lyrics that he was putting out. We talked about Daylight Song, and you know what I'm saying. Drake, if we're going by structure in the industry, Drake and the Game lead back to the same source. You feel me? Well, they all lead back to the same like overall source, but I'm saying like within their own umbrella, like they fall back to the same island. Yeah. Marcy Venture Partners, MVP. Idris Sandu, huh? Shit be crazy though, man. Shit be crazy. I'm just trying to think what else we could do. What else we could discuss. But you know what I might do? I think I'm gonna double back tonight. what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna prepare a few of the things I want to show y'all. I'm just gonna have it in order on my tab so we can just bang it out tonight. So I'll double back on y'all probably around like 7, 8 Eastern Standard Time. All right. So mark your calendars or your alarms rather. All right. One love, family.